So continuing from our previous tutorial about turning all of this off from night and then setting the LOD so it's a little bit lighter, I figured I might going to take you guys a step further. Rather than selecting all of this and then right click and then turn off night, selecting all of this again, asset action, and then click this and then we set the LOD group, hit save. There's a bunch of things, right? Imagine if we getting static mesh in tens or tons every day. You might want to simplify that workflow, so let's make a tool for ourselves. I have this empty tools folder right here. First thing first, before that, I might suggest you turn all of this plugin on. Not all of this is going to be used in this tutorial. And let's get to the bits of the tutorial, like the actual tutorial. Right click and go to editor utilities. Go to editor utility widget. It will ask you to pick a root. I'm not going to pick any root here. We'll just hit select without selecting anything. And let's name it EUV, stands for editor utility widget. Let's name it EUV mesh tools. So hit save and we have run it, editor utility widget. This thing is the one thing that we can snap here, snap there, even merge it with Unreal's existing widget. Now we have tools is going to spawn here. So let's double click. Let's snap here and we can start creating the tools. If you have created any UI for games, ever use widget in Unreal before, this is going to feel right at home for you. Nothing new here, it's just now it can run in the editor. Usually start it with border. So let's drop the border here, scale down here, and maybe something like this. And then I will do a vertical box. Oh yeah, sorry, the border I'm going to set it to black, because if not setting to black it's all white, very out of place. But suit yourself, yeah, if you want to make it pink, go ahead. See that it's dark. We have the vertical box. Now we need buttons so we can click things. Let's drop here, let's drop here, let's drop here. Now we have 3 buttons. You see that we have all of this button can be clicked. Let me delete the third one. And then the button is, I'm going to name it button underscore set night off. Then we going to have a text. This text itself set night off. If we hit compile, now we have our own button here called set night off. Maybe we'll scale down a little bit so it doesn't get very big. And the second button, I'm going to name it button underscore set LOD high details. I'm going to add a text again. Set it to 18. Type it as set LOD to high detail. Compile, save. Now we have these 2 buttons. Maybe we do a padding so it got some separation between the 2. And let's script our button. Go to our button, scroll down and on click, hit the plus button and it will spawn an event. So I want my tools to basically get the things that we have here, the selected ones, like this. That means we need to get the selected asset, selected assets, and this means is array, so we need for each loop, and then for this for each loop we need to get the static mesh. There are no way of getting the static mesh without casting. Here we can cast the static mesh, we won't get any nanite menu here, since static mesh is a whole another system. So we need to call subsystem. Unreal has a lot of subsystems, everything separated for its own system, because if everything here is directly available to the right click button, it's going to take forever. So they separated to subsystem. Let's do a subsystem for static mesh. Let's go for static mesh. Subsystem editor, this one, yay. Static mesh editor subsystem. From here we get a bunch of menu related to the static mesh itself. So we want to search for nanite, get nanite settings. We grab the static mesh reference here. We'll do break. So we'll do a branch, hold B and left click, we got branch. So we check if the mesh have nanite. So if it have nanite, we want to turn it off. So again, pull from here, set nanite settings, and the nanite setting we might to make the settings, and we are disabling it like this. We might need to plug in the rest, but I actually have tested without plugging any of this. Is no problem, but I'm afraid it's going to override your previous static mesh settings if you have one. So let's do this for the safety. Which what's different is just the enable with being disabled now. Maybe we can close this, hit compile, save. Let's do a print string. I want to save the mesh itself. Grab the reference here, go for the save loaded assets like this. Maybe we'll tidy it up a bit like this, and then we save the asset. After it succeeded turning off the nanite, we untick the only if dirty, so it will save no matter what. So like this, we'll get the name first, the display name. Let's do an append. Let's type turn off nanite at. So we're going to get a print string every time the asset that we turn off succeededly turn off. Let's test it. Oh yeah, sorry. The why I save this one is because for the inconvenience. Last time, if we turn off nanite, it doesn't directly save, and if we doing a bunch of stuff, it crash in the middle. Then we need to re-disable nanite from the start. So I don't want to do that. So let's start. Yeah, we check now. All of this mesh doesn't have any nanite disabled. So we're going to disable the nanite using our button rather than right clicking. So select and set nanite off. The print string works, and now we check. Now the nanite it's still enabled. Why? Oh, we forgot to plug in the static mesh reference. So we pull from here, and now it should be working. We just can Control A and click the set nanite off. So it's set nanite off and saving every time it succeeded, and we can kick back and relax. So it turns out it does pretty fast. Now we have nanite fully disabled. Let's check our LOD coloration. Everything is off. Everything doesn't have any LOD now. But again, we need to code our tools. So go to the button, add the on-click plus sign. This is the event that we're going to script. Again, we are going to need this since it was the same operation. It's about static mesh. put it here. Pull from the static mesh editor subsystem, go for group and get LOD group, get static mesh here, and we can get to string first, so we can match string to string, and we do a contains then, and we type high detail. So if the LOD group is having high detail LOD group, that means it will be a true condition. Now we just need to go create a branch like this, and then we'll execute if it was false. So if it doesn't have any high detail, then we're going to set the LOD group to high detail. So pull from here to set LOD group. Now go from false. Let me tidy up this string like this, and the static mesh will pull from here, and then let's set the LOD group to high detail. So this is a condition where it's a success. We plug it to a branch, so if it's success, we'll save the asset again, just like before. Asset is the one from here. Now we are going to print the successful message. Set LOD has to high detail and the asset. Make sure everything is intact, nothing's disconnected. I think it's finished for our second button. Now let's try do a bunch of it first. Now we see that the LOD group is Vista, you can see right there, and if we press set LOD to the high detail, now we have high detail as the LOD group. Maybe let's set this chair, then set to high detail. Now it has LOD, so we can do this like that. So we have a very handy tools right here. Now we are just going to select all of them and set the LOD to high detail, and that's about it. And that is how to create the simple tools using the blueprints and all of that. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching, and I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial, and thank you very much.